Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are. It has been quite a while. I've been in the kitchen for a long time, and hopefully today I can show off the fruits of that. I was gonna stream yesterday, but sadly I've had an illness for the past couple of days, so yesterday couldn't quite do it. So instead, we're gonna start today. Now, if you weren't here last time we got up to and including Magma Hideout. We managed to defeat it and only had 2 survivors, Raihan and Ingo. Today, we will be taking on the other hideout, Aqua Hideout. Now, there may not be as many sacrifices, but there is much more bullshit. Specifically, there's the bullshit of just a lot of bright powders and quick claws and the works. So, yeah. Thankfully, for all but one fight, I am mostly safe. Like, I should be safe for all intents and purposes. That one fight, however, could very well spell the end of the run. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's start this off with what we actually can do, and that is take on the first grunt. You can already see him at the bottom. And for that fight, you've already saw me pick up a bunch of the mons we need. Final one is Grant. Let's also get rid of that shit shell and your life orb, and start giving the items that everyone wants. This one is Dragon Fang. This one is Sharp Beak. Well, what am I doing here? Sharp Beak. Zoom lens for Wallace. Probably also more towards the bottom. Zoom lens. An iron ball for Ramos. And finally 2 citruses. One for you, and one for you. Anyway, hope everyone has been doing well. I've had a busy month, which is why I've not been streaming much at all. Not to mention, I usually only do this when I have like no one that could interfere, or no one that I can interfere myself. Which is why it's usually only during weekend shifts of my wife, and, well, this week that happens to be the case. I probably will stream, like, either tomorrow night or the day after, the night after. Because I do still want to, like, get through everything that I have prepared. Like I said, I've been in the kitchen a long time, and I got all the way up to Tate and Liza. I will probably have to double check every single fight. Barring like a few. I did a few like double checked last night. Was that I was like, okay, I don't remember why what specifically made this one fully solved. Some had some like inconsistencies and shit, and I hope to have gotten those out now. Yeah, and that's everything for now. There's one other inconsistency that I forgot. Right. Okay. Okay, first off, let's do the leveling. Some of this is gonna be easy, some of this is gonna be hard. This is the easy one. Because these two need 2 levels. They will be used a lot during this portion. Having them at full level is beneficial. Drake is gonna come all the way up. He's not gonna learn Headbutt. He is only gonna get... He's not gonna get Crunch. If I want a Dragon type with a Dark type move, I have one. Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe is a move that's actually interesting. To the point that I will keep it. Fully. Shelgon, and then we go all the way up. We see Flamethrower. I'll get rid of Bite for now. It's not like it's a move I'm gonna keep. Takedown, no. And then at level... Here he gets Dragon Claw, that's more important. And then level 50, we're gonna get Salamence. See, the thing is, here, Fly. That's kind of the reason why I was unsure. I had a line where I was initially going to use Salamence, and I no longer will. And for that line, I needed Fly, and now I don't. Fly is also infinitely reteachable, so I'm gonna get rid of Fly. Dragon Pulse, no. However, because I don't have Fly, I do need Dual Wing Beat. And we'll get rid of Flamethrower. Okay, it doesn't quite matter because of the simple fact that I will be teaching over whichever move I keep anyway. Because I no longer have Fly. Actually, pardon me. Because it's not gonna matter, I'm just gonna teach it Fly and not change that part of the line too much. Get rid of Break and Swipe anyway. Alright, so this was where we were. Now let's go to the hideout. Wait, did you need to go? Oh no, wait, and I still need to do like another thing first. Because Milotic, thanks to its specific IVs, has a very beneficial hidden power. Hidden power Electric. With the sheer amount of water types that Team Aqua has, kind of makes sense to use that a bit. And Wallace is someone who can stall a lot, take a lot of hits, and just deal good damage over time. So we're going to teach Wallace Hidden Power, and it's probably a move it's going to be using for a while. We got rid of Hypnosis because Safeguard is actually integral to a few of the fights. 2 to be specific. Oh hey, I forgot about this. I need to do this first. I see. You've had a most invaluable experience. Yes indeed. We intend to move ahead with our exploration. Gabby, that's wonderful, Captain Stern. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedule to talk to us. We hope we can interview you again with new news of more discoveries. That was my first time to be filmed on TV. What was nerve-wracking? Oh, Accurator, you're looking great. We made a huge discovery on our last seafloor exploration. An underwater cavern on Route 128. We think it's the habitat of a Pokemon that is said to have been long extinct. Captain Stern, I presume. We of Team Aqua will assume control of your submarine. Your objections are meaningless. We expect your total cooperation. Just watch and learn what Team Aqua has planned. What was that all about? It sounded like someone was using a megaphone. Where did it come from? Wait! It's from the harbor! The submarine, they're trying to take it! Accurate, please come with me. No shit. We're taking your submarine, they said. Anyway. Oh, not you again. Your tenacious dragons here, I will give you that much. But now, no one can stop us. No one. Will you follow us back to our hideout in Lily Cove City? Good luck. Wow. Why did I go full Owen Wilson there? Wow. Why would Team Up? Whoa. Okay, no, that's not the right voice here. Why? I completely lost it. Okay. Why would Team Aqua steal my Submarine Explorer 1? They can't be after the slumbering Pokemon at the bottom of the sea. But even if I were to chase them, I don't stand a chance against them. Guess it's up to me. Who would have guessed? Okay. For the first fight, of course we need to go to Lily Cove City. Who would have guessed? And we need to do some pre-damaging and pre-statusing. Specifically, we need one to get ready here. I will do it here, and then let's take a look at the team. Double check the items. Zoom lens, Iron Ball, Dragon Fang, Sharp Beak, Citrus. Yep. Levels, check out. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to pre-burn Milotic. We need to pre-burn Grant. And we need to pre-damage Kofu to 154. And we need to pre-damage Ramos to 252. And with that, we should be ready. These pre-damages I will explain in due time. For now, let's get on over here. And let's quickly do a save. Awesome. Alright, here is the first Aqua Grunt. He has the Persian Alola with a Bright Powder, the Pangoro with a Quick Claw, a Water Gem Surf Buffalont. Anyway, Floatzel and Kingler, both water types with strong physical water damage. Also, a Focus Band on that Floatzel. And finally, Technician Assault Vest Craplocked. The main thing I needed to solve here was like a baiting order so that I could get Floatzel without a Focus Band. And my main way of handling that was through Raihan. Raihan can take on Buffalont, Floatzel, and Kingler if he gets a little bit of help with Floatzel. Pangoro is another issue of this fight. We're going to be using Kofu for that for the most part. And from there, we should mostly be fine. Let's show off how this fight is going to be solved. What is that? What is that cry? Hey! Suspicious character spotted! Sure, let's go with that.
Alright, Aqua would like to battle. He leads with the Persian Alola. We're gonna lead with Wallace. Wallace here is pre-burnt because it has a Marvel skill ability, giving him 50% boost in its defense. Therefore, we are much safer to take it on. It also means we have... Oh, fuck me. I thought I blocked all of those. Apparently, I did not. They're getting smarter. I probably need to look into that moderating wise. Okay. So Wallace here is pre-burned so that he cannot be targeted by the hypnosis that the Persian Alola has, and that all the moves he don't do all that much damage. We're gonna Scald him, and that Scald is hopefully enough so where I can easily burn him, easily take him on in 2 hits. Then we're gonna recover stall until we're at full. Gunk shot again. Okay, we're back at full. Awesome. Now, in this fight, Hidden Power Electric is not going to see any use, because the only reason we have it is to make sure that the Floatzel doesn't come in any earlier than it needs to. Hidden Power outdamages Floatzel for a long while, to the point that even after 2 burn ticks and a crit gunk shot, the Floatzel will never come in and it will always be Pangoro. It's just a consistency thing. Scald was not always a 2-shot. It was like 49.5% minimum. It was like 1 or 2 HP off, basically. 4 HP, actually. But this is blatantly a high roll, so Scald here is a kill. Then Gunk Shot again. Even if this crits, we are absolutely fine. Awesome. Wallace gets another burn tick. The zoom lens was always there, of course, to counteract the white of the bright powder. Pangoro here. Pangoro is gonna go for a close combat against Wallace. That hurts. So we're gonna go to Kofu, who can take that just fine. At 154 HP, the minimum damage that the close combat deals is always enough to put us in emergency exit range, which is 104 for us. At 100, naturally, that's also enough. And there we go, emergency exit activated. And Pangoro is now at -1. We're gonna go to Ramos. Ramos can also take 1 close combat. And crucially, Earthquake at level 79 at minimum deals 50% without any modifications. Pangoro, however, is at -2 defense, so it will deal double damage, i.e. Earthquake here is enough to kill. We hold an Iron Ball. That Iron Ball is for baiting purposes. Pangoro is slower than us. It's slower than us naturally, so that's part of the reason. By making him faster than us, we suddenly have the guaranteed second close combat before we take the kill. I'm still a bit ill, so yeah, sometimes you'll hear me mute the mic so I can like blow my nose and shit. Anyway, so yeah, that's Pangoro down, guaranteed. We did a little bit of free damage here, so that in the case close combat min rolled, we were always going to see here the Buffalon come in. With the Iron Ball, we are slower than the Buffalon, and Buffalon sees a fast kill. Being the first in the roster, it's guaranteed to come in. The pre-damage was so that it always sees a kill, and it's only with head charge. Even if there were a max roll from close combat, there would not be any other move but head charge that would see a kill. That gives me a free switch to Raihan.
Hit charge, perfect. Now Raihan with the Dragon Fang is guaranteed to 2-hit KO the Buffalant. We prefer to not see a crit, and if we do, that it's not like the literal max roll. A literal max roll would result in me being below 16 HP, specifically at 13. If that happens, we need to do a small sear. If it doesn't happen, we are perfectly safe and guaranteed to get through this fight. Anyway, we Dragon Darts once. And that's that down. He goes for Lash Out. And what do we see? No crits. Perfect. Then Dragon Dart number 2 is guaranteed to KO the Buffalant. And that's that one down. This will bait in the Graplock. The Graplock is going to see a kill with Ice Punch or Payback. And we needed that to specifically not be Whirlpool, because that would cause some issues. But because it doesn't, we have a safe switch to Grant. We need to do Grant in between because we need to make sure that Salamence does not come in on Ice Punch. By going to Grant first, we guarantee that it's Revenge that's going to be clicked. And not, yeah, only Revenge, meaning we can easily and safely go to Drake. Drake intimidates Graplock, which minimizes the damage even further. It's not too relevant, but there's a Revenge. Revenge, of course, is still boosted by the Technician from Graplocked. Not that it matters too much, but yeah. Fly here with a Sharp Beak. Even if it were level 79, we got him to 81 because we don't really mind him being leveled higher. Fly here is a guaranteed KO onto Graplocked, and it can never miss. Well, it can miss, but that's accurate. It's 100% accurate. So Fly here is a kill. And 2 more to go. The main puzzle here was how to get the Floatzel to guarantee we can KO it with the Raihan. Our solution here is we go to Grant. Grant can take the guaranteed Ice Punch that Floatzel does here. This is also why Grant is pre-burnt, so that we are never frozen from the Ice Punches from both Floatzel and Graplocked. We need Grant to not be frozen because we need him to click Knockoff here. Power Up Punch is an option for the move that Floatzel clicks. It's annoying, but it's not a big deal. We have a Citrus Berry, so that even if there were like double crits and whatever, we would still be fine. Knockoff needs to deal 10% damage, which it does. Even while burnt, double checking that I say that correctly. Yes, even while burnt, it will never deal less than 17%-ish. Which, yeah, no, that's absolutely above that. And we need to make sure that there is no... I don't know what else there was. We needed to make sure that we're not frozen. That was where one was going to go, which is why we had the burn. Now, the Floatzel can go for either Liquidation or Power Up Punch again. We can go to Kofu. Kofu can take both those moves. Even a crit Liquidation would never kill me. And yes, I am now technically above the threshold. But that is fine, because we can just take another move. Even Crunch at +1 should never kill. Yeah, even +1 Crunch dealt at most 99 HP there. With the Crunch taken, we can go to Raihan safely. There was still a small risk there with like a Liquidation crit defense drop, or... No, if like it needed to be specifically a defense drop and that lower roll to be an issue to begin with. But even then, we probably had like some alternate outs with like a pivot between Milotic or a pivot between Costa, something like that. Anyway, the main reason is we now have Raihan back in the on the steering wheel with a Dragon Fang. Dragon Dart deals at minimum 90% and is faster, Raihan. Therefore, we can kill the Float Soul after the focus band has been knocked off. One more to go, and that is the Kingler. Okay, and here it comes. And Kingler, strong as it is, its special bulk is pitiful. So Draco Meteor is just a one-shot. Alright. There was, like, as you can see, there's tiny risks here and there, depending on very specific moves and very specific damage ranges. This was, like, one of the bigger risks. Not the biggest. That's gonna come on fight number 7. But for now, we're good. For now, we've managed one. We're gonna go to the second. And for it, we don't really need an awful lot of changes. We do need one change, though. We need to do some leveling, of course, as always. And we need to get a new team. We're gonna use Berg for this one. We're gonna use Grant. Is gonna go back with his Protect Buddies. We're gonna be using Courtney. Introduction of Courtney. Courtney is a Sharpedo that we caught on Route 134, I want to say. I don't remember exactly. It doesn't quite matter anyway. We are gonna be using... Who am I missing? We're gonna be using Ingo again. Ingo is our MVP of this split, and he's gonna show that off again. We're also gonna be using Blue. And Raihan can sit this one out. We're gonna grab their items. This fight, first let me show it off to you guys as well. We've beaten the first fight of the day. We're gonna go to the second one. Here we go. I don't know what changed, but it's gotten a lot fast. I mean, I know what changed. It's got a lot faster. I don't know why that changed. Okay, we need you to be holding an Aspir Berry. We need Kofu to be holding a Citrus, as always. We need Ramos to be doing the same. We need Berg to be doing the same. And we need Courtney to be holding the Life Orb. Life Orb. Naturally, we need to do some leveling. So that's what we're gonna do. Endless Candies. Ramos goes to 81. Ingo stays. Blue goes to 79. And Courtney needs to go to specifically... I had him written down as 79. I think I'm gonna stick with that. I need him to be level 80 at max for a future fight, and I don't want to use him too much for that reason. I think I'm fine keeping him at 79 for now. I do need to do like decent damage with Courtney, else I'll be in trouble, and I also need to be able to take like a bit of damage. So we're gonna put him at 79 and keep it there. Okay, we're gonna heal everyone real quick. Then we need to go to Mauville, or more specifically Route 118, because there is a move tutor there. That move tutor is for the flex slot of Sneasler. Sneasler has Poison Jab, which this guy can teach you, among other moves. One of those is Brick Break. You can already see the Cryogonal there at the bottom has Reflect and Light Screen. For that reason, we're going to be using Ingo to take him on, who can learn Brick Break. We get rid of Poison Jab, because we can get that back at any time. For now, we don't even need him to have any fighting moves anyway, or any poison moves anyway. Now we can fly back. Isn't it wonderful being ill? So, a little not so fun facts about me. I have a condition which causes me to sometimes break out in hives. I'm using histamines for it to like minimize it, but whenever I get ill, those histamines are not enough. So when I get properly ill, you can see at some point my hands become Michelin Man hands and stuff like that. Like yesterday morning, I could barely I couldn't even stretch some of my fingers because of how much pressure that was on my hands. I'm gonna cut that out of whatever video I'm gonna be using. Okay. I know the right one puts you forward, and there's a treat here on the left side. This is an electrode. I did some scouting. I did some scouting off stream to check what else there is here. And I know that there's a Hisuian, like there's a bunch of Hisuian electrodes across the entire thing. Including here. This is one of those. I'm gonna show that off, and I'm gonna reset after, because I'm not fighting it, I just want to show off that I know it. You know what? No, why do I need to? This is hard skill, though. That's the main thing I want to show off. Okay. And this one is the way forward. The first fight is right there. Okay. We didn't do a pre-damaging, pre-statusing yet. We're gonna do that now. It's not much. We need to pre-damage Kofu to 169, and we need to pre-damage. We need to. Oh no, we don't even need any other pre-damage. We just need to pre-burn blue. That's it. That's all we need. Then this is the second fight. I'm gonna show how we're gonna do that already. Keeping watch over this hideout bores me. I'll take you on. I have one girl voice. I need more. I need to expand that variety. Maybe use like a Flemish accent for one. How do I do that in English though? I know to do it in Dutch. I don't know how to do it in English, let alone on like a high register one. That aside, we're gonna lead here with Sneasler. Sneasler is faster than Cryogonal and can take him out in one hit with Break Break. However, Cryogonal has a Focus Sash. So we're gonna use Fake Out here first, because there's a small chance that it guarantees some shit. It didn't. We're gonna knock off, so we get rid of the Focus Band. We have an Aspire Berry because Cryogonal can do one of two things. Ice Beam, which he doesn't right now, or Reflect. Naturally, that Ice Beam could freeze us, which is why we have an Aspire Berry. We also have Brick Break here, and the Brick Break is here solely so we can guarantee that the screens will not be up after Cryogonal. Knockoff could KO there, but if it did, we were faster, so it didn't really matter anyway. So that is that one down. This baits in the Hariyama. Hariyama can click one of two moves: Close Combat and Thunder Punch. We go to Torterra, to Ramos, who can take both of those. The reason we go to Torterra is because we need to make sure that the next move is Close Combat. Thunder Punch is only better for us. Now it's a guaranteed Close Combat. Kofu can take that Close Combat. Now normally, there is an issue here. Hariyama has Sheer Force, so any move that has a Sheer Force boost will also deny you your emergency exit. However, Close Combat is not one such move. Close Combat, as a matter of fact, does not have any secondary effects, so you will see that because it will have a Life Orb attached to it, and you will see it because Kofu will emergency exit out. Sheer Force shenanigans is one of the things you need to keep track of with Kofu at all times. Thankfully, like, I'm aware that that is an interaction when you've been on Showdown and Pokemon nerdism as much as I have. At some point, you just kind of know that shit. It's not good. It's not necessarily the best trivia to have like a encyclopedic knowledge of, but yeah, it's what I got. Anyway, we switch in Blue. Blue here is gonna Mega Evolve on Hurricane, and Hurricane easily kills. I think you can guess who comes in next. It's not gonna be Serperior, even though he's faster than us. It's not gonna be Alomomola, which is slower than us. It's gonna be Electros. While he's slower than us, we do not show any kills with remotely, while he absolutely does with his Wild Charge. Even after 2 burn ticks, we're guaranteed to see that he sees a kill with Wild Charge here. It's why we're underleveled a tiny bit. I'm gonna double check that. Yeah, Wild Charge is at minimum like 93%, so after 2 burn ticks, we easily show a kill. A guaranteed kill with Wild Charge. We have a Ground type. I guess we'll go to the Ground type. Ramos was holding a Citrus Berry here. That Citrus Berry was mostly there for the interaction of Hariyama. Right? The interaction with Hariyama. Now we can take Electrozone 1v1 with Woodhammer. Woodhammer shows a fast 2-hit kill on Electros, so he will never go for Coil, it's a boosting move. He will only ever go for Aqua Tail, or while we have an item, Knockoff. So, while we could take him on easily, we're gonna do that with Giga Drains, because we do not want to take this kill with Ramos. It would fully break the line. We need to keep a very close eye on the calculator, on the ruler. There goes our Citrus, whatever. We need Electros to be below, preferably like 25-ish%. We can do that with some stalling through Giga Drain healing and Synthesis and using Earthquake to thud. And we keep our ruler close by to keep an eye on it. The threshold of the damage that we can do at most is 100 HP. So that's 40%-ish. We're not there yet. We can easily click Giga Drain here and not be worried whatsoever. Okay, he's now going to like 32-ish, I think. 33-ish. Yeah. We're gonna take 1 turn. No, we are safe enough to go to Courtney now. Courtney here is gonna take that kill with Flip Turn. And Courtney can take 2 Aqua Tails. He barely cannot take 2 Aqua Tails. So we only get 1 shot at it. But 1 shot is all we need. We have a Life Orb equipped, so that the minimum damage of Flip Turn is 36%. If the Electros hits us with Aqua Tail, then Rough Skin activates, and we will be guaranteed to take the kill with Flip Turn. If it doesn't, we can retry with Ramos, like a switch back and forth in Ramos and do some stalling there. So that's what we're gonna do. Go to Courtney. Aqua Tail misses. That's unfortunate, but not a big deal. Flip Turn deals minimums 36%, so this is about a 50-50 to take him out. We're gonna give it a shot, because if we see that it kills, we can still just continue with our line, and it did, so that's awesome. Courtney here is gonna go to Blue. With the Electric type defeated, our Screaming Burp is safe to take on the rest of this fight. Kind of. And also, a fun fact, when you Flip Turn, the Mon you switch in also gets experience. I did not know that. I saw that in testing. I did not expect that to be the case. Anyway, Serperior here is the reason we are pre-burnt. And it's the reason we needed to come in without Superior attacking us first. If he goes for Leaf Storm the first turn, which is always a possibility, Pidgeot cannot take a +2 crit Leaf Storm. Or barely. It's like incredibly close between it can and it cannot. It's too unsafe to do it, to not do that. Not to mention, if I come in on a Leaf Storm, I'm fully screwed. So, our alternative here was to use that Flip Turn shenanigans. Now, our Hurricane, even though we're slower, is guaranteed to KO Superior here. Superior can go for 3 moves, usually, and that is Leaf Storm, Glare, Leech Seed, and actually even Dragon Pulse, because Dragon Pulse is possibly the highest damaging move. We are burned, so it cannot glare us. That means we will not be paralyzed, which means we not have a paralysis proc. Therefore, we can always Hurricane him and take him out. Leech Seed is probably the best move, but honestly, there's no real difference between which move is getting clicked. The one difference it makes is how we handle the Alomomola. Alomomola, we had a 2-shot against with blue using Hurricane. However, we no longer have that because of the Leech Seed. So we're going to go to Berg on whatever move Alomomola decides to use, which is going to be Scald or Whirlpool. This is why I wanted to go to Orbeetle first, so we can use Struggle Bug once, just stall a bit, get his special attack down. We're gonna finish this off with Ramos, which means we want to do as much damage as we possibly can before that. And now we will U-turn, which will sadly trigger our Health Citrus because of the Rocky Helmet. So I did have to waste an extra Citrus Berry, but that's fine. I have enough. And we go to Ramos on what is going to be Scald or Toxic. Scald it is. As you can see, that damage is minimal. We're going to Giga Drain him. Giga Drain deals intense damage and heals us like well enough that we should not be afraid of anything from this point forward. Alomomola could have used Wish, it could have used Whirlpool. Actually, it couldn't have used Wish because our Wood Hammer outdamages his Wish. So he's gonna go for Whirlpool, Scald, or Toxic. Now Giga Drain kills, and that is this fight done. A lot safer, there was no risks here. There's some inconsistency, I suppose, but it was more like, when do you pull the trigger, right? And like, with Ramos, I had a bunch of time. Okay. Heading back. We can move forward to fight number 3. Beaten this one. Boom. Focus the next. The next fight is once again a Ramos fight. It is generally... Let's see there. Oh yeah, no, this one was also fully safe. However, we do need to invest a heart skill here. We're gonna be using the following team. We're also going to be using up a little levels on a mon that we prefer to keep as low as possible. Mela. Mela is going to have to go to level 72. That's honestly not that bad though. Anyway, we're also going to be using Lana. Berg, thank you for your surface. We're going to be using Winona. We are going to be using Hamilton. And we are going to be using Ameris. And Ameris is going to be the Mon that uses up this heart scale. Utility Mon and Mega over here. Let's get back the items. We're also, very surprisingly, not using the Altaria Knight on Altaria. We want base Altaria for this fight. We don't want it to hold a Citrus, we want that one to be on Lana. We need a Citrus on Ameris. We're going to be using a Jaboka Berry here. On Ramos. And hopefully we won't be using it. It is there as a backup. Winona is going to be holding a Lepa Berry. It's going to be a Mon that's going to stall a bit at some point in the fight, which is why a Lepa Berry would be very, very nice. We're going to be using a Heartstone for our Rocky Dog here, and Mela here is going to be using the Charcoal, which is like way above, way like here on top. Yep. I should order my bag. Anyway, first off, let's do the leveling that we need to do. Amaris needs to go all the way up to 81. Hamilton can stay at 79. Lana needs to go to 81. Winona can go to 79, and that is enough. And Mela can go to 72. That should be fine. Then we're gonna heal. And we're gonna be using a heart skill. We're gonna be using that heart skill on Amaris to reteach him Rapid Spin. Kind of a given. It's one of the main things he does in competitive as well. Rapid spinning away everything. Having a quad resistance to rock, it kind of makes it easy. We're gonna get rid of Stone Edge instead. And yeah. I forgot Stone Edge, and I learned Rapid Spin. Let me actually write that down for myself as well. That would be here, and I use up this one. Then let's do the pre-damaging, pre-statusing things. We need to do quite few, only 2 things here. We need to pre-burn Pre-Marina, i.e. Lana. Lana is slot number 6, and we need to pre-damage Winona. So 112. I'll explain why in a bit. We need to lead with Ramos. And with that, we're ready to go. Alright. This one is... okay, there is some vagueness in the fight, but there should not be any risks. In theory, there are, but in practice, not really. Yep. Okay, then let's get ready. Double check my items, actually. Jaboka, Citrus, Charcoal, Heartstone, Lepa, Citrus. Burn, 112, 79, 79, 81, 81. 81, 81, and 72. Okay, everything should be in place to fight her. Then let's go. What voice do I want to give this? Hey! That's the same voice! Hey, you there. Which do you think is cooler? Team Aqua's uniform or Team Magna's? That is not at all a female voice. I have one voice for it and that's it. Alright. This guy, this lady, leads with an Amistar. Amistar has double hazards in Spikes and Stealth Rock, as well as Power Gem and Earth Power. Ramos, with Giga Drain, is guaranteed to bring him down to his Focus Sash, while Amistar sets up one hazard. It was like a 98% chance to do that, give or take, I believe. Then, we do not want these hazards on the field. So, our solution for that is we go to Amaris, take the Stealth Rock, which is honestly perfectly fine, that deals absolutely nothing, and we see him set up Spikes. That could also have been a Power Gem. If that were the case, there's no difference. We're going to Rapid Spin away those hazards, and thanks to that +1 speed, we are now faster than the Sharpedo in the back. We also get rid of the hazards, of course. As a result, we will see that the Mon with the most damage that can be dealt against Amaris comes in, and that is the Escavalier. What? What? Why? That should not have happened. What? What? Escavalier should be outdamaging me. Why did Crobat come in first? What? Cause okay, look, what? I'm at 263 HP. From what I can tell, Escavalier outdamages me, and Crobat does not. I forgot I don't have Stone Edge anymore, so it's Rapid Spin, and Crobat then outdamages me. Oh, fuck. Well, okay. For the most part, what I have prepped for the line should be kind of agnostic. First and foremost, because I don't need Amaris beyond this point. Probably. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the damage on him. Oh god. Oh no, wait. No, I'm looking at that wrong. I'm gonna Iron Head. He goes for Heat Wave. That is annoying, but it's fine. Don't burn me. Actually, if you burn me, that's fine too. That is one crit. Okay. Then we're gonna go to Hamilton. Hamilton is the general counter for a Crobat. He can go for Acrobatics or for Heat Wave. We prefer to see Heat Wave because Heat Wave means we are easily taking on the Crobat from this point forward. We will go for a Rock Slide on the Super Fang that he clicks, actually. Okay, awesome. And Rock Slide KOs a Crobat. We're guaranteed to see that KO. From this point, I believe the Sharpedo should come in. Sharpedo should see a kill with, at this HP amount, Waterfall or Earthquake. The issue is, we had Winona pre-damaged for a different interaction. But Winona at level 79 can take a crit Waterfall if need be. The only thing we need to not see is... we hope to see Earthquake, I guess. So we go to Winona, we keep the line intact as much as we can. It's Waterfall. Okay, okay, just don't crit. If you don't crit, we're good. Okay, then we should probably... okay, that's still a bit low, but we will manage. This is a range for Waterfall. We hope to see Ice Beam or Dark Pulse. Lana can take both of those. If it's Waterfall, we're in trouble. It's Ice Beam. That is the best outcome. Yes, okay. Because Lana here is guaranteed to kill the Sharpedo with Moonblast. And therefore, we Moonblast him now, and we can live an Ice Beam or a Dark Pulse, even if both of those were to crit, into an Earthquake, even if that were to crit. Okay, okay, okay. We are not out of this yet, but Focus Ban is a thing that can trigger. If that happens, it is fine, because we have an alternative. We can go to... Ramos on a guaranteed Earthquake at this point. And Ramos takes that Earthquake and takes out the Sharpedo with Jaboka Berry, because that bypasses Focus Band. Earthquake deals little damage to us, making us still safe for the rest of this fight, kind of. We still need to find a solution for Escavalier that doesn't involve me risking everything. Actually... no, wait. See, this was why we had Winona pre-damage, because Winona was pre-damaged to guarantee Iron Head. Now, Ramos here guarantees Mega Horn. And Ameris could take that Mega Horn, I suppose. And then guarantee... can he guarantee take it? He cannot guarantee to take it. Okay. Then... because we need Mela to take out the Escavalier. And we need to keep... the best way to do that is to have him come in on Iron Head. We had him pre-leveled so that he would live Iron Head into Drill Run. We need Amaris for future... we need all of these for future fights is the issue. So our options are, we risk the Mega Horn and hope it misses or low rolls so that Drill Run might not kill. Or we risk the crit on Amaris and have to rethink a lot of our fights. I suddenly remember, because I know that in like an earlier version of my line for this fight, I had Amaris pre-damaged, and I now remember why. It was pre-damaged so that I could guarantee that Escavalier came in clicking Drill Run. And that's annoying. Even if I were to go to Excadrill and I take the Mega Horn, it doesn't do anything. It just means I get a random move clicked against me afterwards. Okay, Mega Horn is just going to miss. It doesn't? Okay. 125. That means there are rolls of Drill Run that I am surviving. But it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 16 rolls. Ah! I don't see a better way out than to just risk that. Okay, I think this one is going to be high roll, so we're clicking protect here first. Is that dumb strat? Is that dumb reasonable, like a dumb line of thinking? Maybe. Okay, Mela, don't let me down, please, please get the low roll. Woo! Okay, okay. We're not out of this. We are not done. But we are so goddamn close now. Because from here, Lantern clicks a random move between Hydro Pump and Thunder. We're gonna protect here once to stall him out of some of the PP that he has. He has 8 PP on Hydro Pump, 10 on Thunder. We are gonna hope that it's Thunder, and then we go to Ramos. We are not out of this, because we still need to dodge a crit, probably. But I can maybe counteract that. I will be going for... One sec, I need to double check. I'm at 226. I can't... If Woodhammer hits here, we are fine. So we're just gonna try that. Even if Hydro Pump hits, the max damage... Oh my god, okay. Okay, well... Thank fuck for that low roll. That was nerve-wracking. Okay. Out, 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 out. We go out. I don't care. We're not gonna explore. We're gonna go out. Away from this. Oh my god. That was way too scary. In an earlier version of that line, I had Excadrill slightly pre-damaged, so that I would always bait in Excadrill, or always bait in Escavalier. I'd forgotten about that. I cooked that line up like a long time ago, and it was like, wait, no, Crobat doesn't ever come in. We can just be at full. And I forgot that I didn't change Rapid Spin to Stone Edge in my damage calculator, resulting in Crobat seemingly coming in. Escavalier seemingly coming in, even though he wouldn't. So, that was dumb, but we are out anyway. And that means we can go to the next fight. which is a hill team. Now, this hill team I have prepared, and there are no weird, like, edge cases as far as I know. We're just gonna go. We are gonna be bringing Poppy, our resident Alone on Ninetales killer. We are gonna be using our walling duo of Wallace, Har, and Will. Winona, thank you. You did not do anything you were supposed to do, but you did what you needed to. Which is take a hit and did not get crit. We are going to be using Roxy. And we are bringing back Kofu. Coming to like the most amount of fights at this point, probably. Not really, no, but... And then we have a Citrus Berry, which is gonna go on Kofu. We're gonna need a Metal Coat for Berserker. Metal Coat. You don't need any item, you need a Citrus. Not a Leppa, but we do need a Leppa for Wallace. And then we use the citrus berries that we have on Will and on Roxy. And that is all we should need. Poppy is our lead. We need to do a little bit of pre-damaging. Specifically, we need to pre-damage we need to pre-damage Poppy to 147. We need to pre-damage Kofu to 130. And we need to pre-burn Wallace. We also need to level up Will. And that should be all the prep we need. I also vaguely recall... I don't remember if it's here. I do need to... No, I'm 99% sure it's here. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to bring our Dragapults. Just as like a bomb removal. Raihan instead of Roxy real quick. We're going to put Roxy right there. We're going to be giving a Cherry Berry to our bomb removal. And we're going to do some bomb removing. So I believe it's the time to do that. I will save beforehand to double check. Normally, this is a new route, the Aqua Hideout or new location, right? But the only mon you can get here is the Hisuian Electrode, which we already have. Melly is right fucking there. One second, there's some idiot being an idiot. Alright, that should fix it. what you get when you have some idiot being an idiot. Bomb removal. First, let's do this one real quick. Raihan here resists the electric moves and the grass moves and is immune to explosion, so he's never afraid of any explosions, any booms, any attacks that Electrode might do. Electrode could be faster. For that reason, we have a Cherry Berry in case he were to paralyze us. But Dragon Darts should always kill. If it doesn't, we have a Sucker Punch. This is what I mean with bomb removal. And then we go to the other side. And then here, I believe we can get... Yes! Oh, this is a Master Ball. The Master Ball is our sparse way to get a Legendary. Okay, that was the fight then. There is none here, so we go here. Yeah, okay, I was right. Because this is where that maze of teleporters is, but this one leads you back here. So you need to go past this Pokeball, which, surprise, surprise, is an Hisuian Electrode. Hence, Bomb Removal Squad. Our Bomb Removal Squad of Raihan and Raihan can take on an Electrode, and Dragon Darts here is a close to one shot on basically every Electrode. This one has terrible IVs, so we can just take him on easily. And that is last bomb we will see for a while. So I can go back now and get Roxy back on the team so we can actually do the fight. Because these don't, like, return once you get out of the building. That would be a bit unfair. Not that this game hasn't been unfair at times, it definitely has been, but... yeah. Okay, Raihan, thank you for your removals. And we will be getting Roxy back on the squad. Poppy is our lead, Raihan... keep your cherry. I was gonna say that, but no. I will, however, give Winona the Altaria Knight back, because it will annoy me if it's not there. Okay. Give me a second to get everything lined up again. Oh. When I want to do that, I need to actually... The trials and tribulations of having a cold. Okay. Grunt 4, the hill team. We have everyone ready. Double check that that is correct. Double check that I didn't need to level anyone beyond this. No. Let's see, we need these in this order-ish. Okay. Man, I don't like how that last fight went. I knew that was something that could happen, and I still screwed it over. Okay, well, Poppy, Kofu, Mela. I will trust my HP values when I actually have them written down. I won't when I don't. But I have double-checked this fight pretty thoroughly. I believe it's left. And then... let me guess. Right. Okay. These two probably sent you back, so let's just... okay. Fight number 4 of the Aqua Hideout opponents. For this fight, the scariest thing is... there's a few scary things, not the least of which is the Ice Cube with Belly Drum, as well as the Slush Rush Sand Slash Alola, but they are usually supported by a Light Clay Aurora Veil from Ninetales Alola. Thankfully, we have a way around that.
I grew weary of waiting. You owe me a battle too.
Anyway, that's not how you. That's not how you take care of your throat. Ninetales Alola, we lead with Poppy. Poppy is pre-damaged for a specific interaction later. We have the hill getting set up, which is going to pre-damage us every single turn unless we are an ice type. It's not the snow that we see in Gen 9, it's the old school hill. We bullet punch the Ninetales Alola, taking him out before he can do anything. Bullet punch was a guaranteed kill there, no matter what we did. We have a Mallow Coat equipped as well, that is for a later interaction. I will get there to that if it comes up. It shouldn't, but if it does, yeah. Sand Slash Alola at 134 HP always sees a kill with Earthquake. At level 79, it's 134 HP to always see a kill with Earthquake. Kofu can take that Earthquake and emergency exit out. He's pre-damaged so that Earthquake always puts us in emergency exit range. 104, that's the minimum HP for that to happen. As you will see right now. Thank fuck. I would be so mad if I got that wrong. Because I've burnt myself on that multiple times. You need to do 50%, round that down, and then be below that. So at 211... you have to, it's 105.5, so you go to 105, and you need to be below 105, so 104. It's annoying, like, it's... it is so specific. Anyway, we emergency exit out to Mela. Mela has enough bulk to take an Earthquake, as well as 2 ticks of Hail. What's so specific? The interaction of emergency exit. Wasn't just emergency exit, or did I miss something? Yes, no. Emergency exit triggers, like the official text says, it triggers once you go below 50%. So normally you'd think, oh yeah, I have an odd HP amount, so it would be at like half rounded down, right? Because then you're below 50% officially. It's not. You need to be below 50% rounded down. So if you have, say, 45 HP, half of that is 22.5, right? 22.5 times 2 is 45. So reasonably you'd think, oh yeah, at 22 HP, I would have emergency exit trigger. And that would be incorrect. And that, like, I've always hated that because it's so counterintuitive. I mean, everything in Pokemon gets rounded down, no? I mean, yes, you're right. Everything gets rounded down. I'm well aware. But you'd think... It just doesn't feel intuitive, right? It doesn't feel like it should be, with that aforementioned example, it should be a 22. No, it's a 21. And that just doesn't feel right or something, you know? I think the biggest issue with it for me is I've burnt myself on that twice across this run. Which is why I'm, like, so frustrated by it. Anyway. Earthquake here deals at most like 70% and Heat Wave is a guaranteed kill. Earthquake is not going to do much to us. It's going to do, okay, not little, but not enough. And I think because we have Shell Armor, we cannot be crit. Heat Wave is a guaranteed kill. Okay. This will bait in always the Ice Cube, seeing a kill with Head Smash. And at this HP amount, only Head Smash. We are going to go to Will on that Head Smash. Will is bulky enough to take a couple of Head Smashes, pardon me, and just kind of stall out the Ice Cube. We're going to take another one. We let Ice Cube take the recoil for a bit. Now, the AI for Belly Drum, the scariest move on this Ice Cube. You can see at the bottom, he has Icicle Spear, Head Smash, Aqua Jet, and Belly Drum. Also his Scope Lens, very annoying. Ice Cube will only ever click Belly Drum if I cannot kill it afterwards. Or before it. So like, if I'm faster and I deal over 50%, or if I'm slower and I deal over 50%. Or in this case, a little less because he already had the pre-damage from the Head Smash recoil. Technically, I can do that because I have Future Sight. But he doesn't see that Future Sight hits in a couple turns. So I can just abuse the fact that Future Sight does that. And use that to take a couple of turns to take the Head Smashes, while Ice Cube will never, ever Belly Drum me. 2 Head Smashes will never kill me. I have a Citrus Berry to stall him out further and, like, get decently healthy. A Head Smash crit into a Head Smash crit will never kill me, even with the heal included. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up a Future Sight, and we're going to start wailing him back. We're just going to stall with some Slack Offs. Head Smash. Actually, I believe, technically speaking... No. With the heal included, I would never die to Head Smash plus 2 Head Smashes plus 2 heals. And this is his final Head Smash already, I believe? No, his 4th, so he's 1 more. So we're just gonna stall, we're gonna do 1 more heal. If this isn't a crit, which is not likely, but more likely than usual, yeah, then we are back to full, and that is just awesome. For all intents and purposes, that is full, though, right? Ice Cube now gets hit by Future Sight, and we are done. I wrote down that I would kill with Surf. This is better. This will bait in the Wall Rain. Wall Rain is a stall set with Scald, Blizzard, Substitute, and Toxic. Now, Will was not needed for this Wall Rain. If Will were to be at like 2 HP, we had another mod in the back in Wallace to take on the Wall Rain easily. Wallace has enough PP in Recover and enough bulk to take out the Wall Rain with no problem. We have a few extra turns now, however, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a future sight. This wall rain has a bright powder though, which is annoying, and it also has a blizzard, which could freeze us. If it does, so be it. That's annoying, but it's not a big deal, because we did not need will from this point forward anyway. This is 100% a substitute from the wall rain. We can take another blizzard, so we just wait. Oh, it's another blizzard apparently. Apparently he doesn't see this as a reason to substitute. Today I learned. Now we need to switch out. Now we desperately do need to switch out. Because a crit blizzard would kill us from this point. Wallace can come in on the blizzard, and Wallace, with its good special bulk, takes at most on a crit like a quarter of its HP. And we are faster, so we can spam recover whenever we need to. Again, wall rain has a bright powder, so we are not sure that every single move that we use hits. It's fine though. We're gonna scald. If it misses, so be it. We have room. We're not scared of anything that this wall rain might do. We'll heal once we hit like below 50%, and until we do, we can just kind of use Scald, use Hidden Power Electric, so on and so forth. The burn and the heal do tend to stack up. Even then, we're not too scared. This is Blizzard number 4. I'm surprised he's yet to click Substitute. Usually he would already. The reason I go, by the way, for Scald and not our Hidden Power Electric is because if it burns, stalling becomes easier, right? Blizzard number 5. And Blizzard number 5 means we now get below 50% again. But there's only 3 more Blizzards. After that, he goes for Scald. Which actually might give me a reason to go back to Will for a little bit. Maybe. I don't know if Will could live a crit Scald at that HP amount. I don't think he can with the heal included. This is number 5. Or number 6, rather. Oh, that's a crit. That's annoying. We will probably get hit below 50% again. And he heals with Ice Body, of course. Yeah, we recover again. It's fine. We have a Lepa Berry, so we can recover 20 times. I'm not afraid of whatever happens here. That's Blizzard number 7, I believe. So he's almost out. Yeah, no, Will cannot come in on the Scald. I should probably have swapped him out earlier so I could. Not that it matters, but Scald him. Get the burn. Just get the burn, make it easy. So I don't need to PP stall him. Unfortunately. Oh, that was Blizzard number 8 already. Huh. Okay. Scald has 10 PP, I believe, but it might be 15. I need to double check. Uh, 15. Okay, that is a little more annoying, but even then we have enough PP of recover. Because we don't need to recover on every single Scald, right? We just need to recover on like every 2 Scalds or something like that. So, maybe even 3. So, like, we are good for a decent while. Scald at most deals like 20% to us. And we just, like, we're just fishing for the burn. Eventually it will happen. Why does he never click Substitute? I don't have any reason for him not to click Substitute. That is incredibly rare, I believe. Okay, we recover again. Yada yada, okay, bloody blah, yeah, damage, damage. We scald him again. We hope that it burns this time. Scald. We recover again. He scalds. We scald. Get the burn. Eventually it should burn, right? There we go. Awesome. Okay, now it's just a matter of stalling him to Kingdom Come. We hurt by burn. We recover again. Okay, we hit him power. We get another recover in. And we hit him power again. This is like the most boring part of the fight. Just like two walls going at it, right? Side note, now that I remember, the burn only like mitigates the ice body, right? It doesn't actually do anything here, I suppose. Okay, well, let's recover one more time. He's still clicking Scald. And eventually we should kill here. Like, eventually Hidden Power hits, and we take him out. I completely forgot to promote these, actually, now that I think about it. Recover one more time. Scalds me again. And we use our Leopard Berry to get some recover PP back. And we use Hidden Power again. And now we take the kill. Awesome. That is Wall Rain down. That boring part is done. We have one more Mon remaining, and it's Clefable. Clefable here has a Crit Me Not set, as it's often called. It has Soft Boiled, Cosmic Power, Stored Power, and Moonblast. It also holds a weakness policy. Against Wallace here, it's going to do one of two things. It's going to use Moonblast, or it's going to use Cosmic Power. We have Roxy. And Roxy here can stall the Clefable regardless of which move it uses. Because if it were to use Moonblast, we can take him out with like a bunch of Sludge Bombs. I believe it's a 2-shot even. Yeah, it's a 2-shot, and I can then do like a combination of Flamethrower and Sludge Bomb to deny him the weakness policy. But now he goes for Cosmic Power, so we can just Encore him. And we need to keep close eye on when Encore runs out. Because if at any point this Clefable attacks me, Roxy is dead and so is the run. But up until that point, we can Sludge Bomb him to Kingdom Come. And that should be a kill in like in 3 or 4, I believe. The first one, it deals decent damage. If I'm not mistaken, like this turn, the Encore doesn't end. Encore gets you stuck for 3 turns, including the turn you use the move. So this should be 2. So I should be able to do 1 more, then I need to Encore again, if I'm not mistaken. Cosmic Power itself has, if I'm not mistaken, 20 PP, but it's not 10. Even if it was, I should be done within 10 turns. Oh no, I poisoned him, the Magic Guard guy. I wonder if that's gonna help me. Anyway. Let's see, the ruler, that is like 35%, and he's at +3. I don't kill him. So we just Encore here again, because he's run out.
You keep doing cosmic power. You do you, boo. Awesome. Roxy has another sludge bomb. Okay, and this was turn 2 of cosmic power of Encore, and this should kill anyway, I believe. Okay, we are good. We are good. This fight was riskless, or at least riskless enough. Boss, is this not good enough? Anyway, we jump back to the start. Good quality of life thing there, so you don't have to go to that maze again. The next opponents, we initially only needed 4 mons. We now only need 5. I missed one detail, and that kind of screwed up the line I had in mind initially. But now I should just be fine. I hope to get up to the risky fight, do that one, and then I have to sign off for like an hour. And then we're gonna do another stream where we do the rest of Aqua Hideout and probably a bit beyond that. For the next fight, we're gonna be needing Misty. We are gonna be using Wallace, apologies. We are gonna be using Hamilton. We're going to be using our bomb removal, Raihan. And finally, we need Clay. And as a backup, let's bring Cyrus. Let's also grab the items bag back. You can hold a citrus. You don't need to though. Let's not. You don't need to hold anything. You need to hold a white lens is what I had written down, but I remember in testing that I prefer just a Lepa berry again. And you need pre-damage, and you need a charcoal. Okay. I think... let's heal. Let's also show off the fight for you guys. I'm gonna save real quick in the meantime. Beaten. Focus. Did I need to level anyone? No. Then this is quite easy. We just need to do pre-damage. And we need, we need to pre-burn Wallace and pre-damage Misty to 136. That's it. That's all we need to do here. This, honestly, this looked like the easiest fight. It still is. It definitely still is, because it's a very, like, most fights, I can kind of show it off, sure, in the plan thing here. Most fights have, like, a decent bit. This is a longer one, to be fair, but also if you look at, like, the last grunt, you see, like, okay, yeah, no, it's almost a full page. Almost like over a full page, though this is an extra wide line compared to usual. This one was on the lower end, but because I need here Milo 1v1s, it's very bare bones, that bit.
Partially because I don't need to. I didn't need much more there. This fight, this is the entire line. Yes, there's another 1v1 here, but it's like, this should be a very short fight after we take out the Gyarados. We are very fortunate in that both our Serpentine water types, meaning Gyarados and Milotic, have almost max speed. They are 30 speedy IVs. Nope, wrong way. Are you shitting me? They are 30 speed IVs and have a speed boosting nature. As a result, Wallace is actually faster than the Gyarados on the opposing team by a few points. It's the left side, right? And then it's this one. And then we're here. That's a guy I just fought. Yeah, because the next one is a female trainer, so it's not this one. Let's see what's here. Alright, this is where you get the Sharpedo Knight. We will be using that in some fights. We don't know which yet, but we will be doing it in some fights. We do know which yet. It's not going to be for a while, at least. Is what I mean. Double check. 70, 81, 79, 79. That should suffice. 136. I want to double check that number because I always forget to double check that number. I'll do the afternoon stream only. Where's my calculator? Here. This one. Gary -1 at 70, 136. Okay, that number checks out. Here, yep, that is 81, but 79 equally works out. You with a charcoal takes him out, takes him out. Okay, then we are good to go. Wall panels, the Hideout's pride and joy. Your clues about where you are, aren't you? Fluster and tire out the enemy, then lower the boom. That's our plan. Again, if you want to hire me for voice work, I'm always available. I'm mostly kidding. Anyway, we have a Gyarados off here at the start. We lead with Gyarados mostly for convenience. Misty here is free damage to always be dead to a -1 Gyarados with Stone Edge. We can go to Wallace on the Stone Edge, who at -1 takes absolutely pitiful damage from this guy. Even if it wasn't -1, we could still take him on just fine. This is just like a little extra insurance, let's call it that. Because we are faster and because we have Hidden Power Electric, the Gyarados will never ever go for Dragon Dance. We show a fast 2-shot and therefore Dragon Dance is never useful because that's what the AI thinks. So we are safe to click Hidden Power here. Because even a crit Hidden Power will never kill the Gyarados. Now we need to just stall a little bit so that we are below 120 before burn. Which this isn't. And because we cannot guarantee that we are getting hit below it, I'm gonna recover. And we're gonna wait a little bit. We're just gonna stall a little bit. He can Earthquake us as well, because those Earthquake and Stone Edge deal equal damage. I'm gonna Safeguard. A crit Stone Edge will deal 118 damage. So we need to be a bit safe. We need to be safe there. Safeguard again. Stone Edge again. We are now at 115. So theoretically he could kill us. We are gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna stall him out of Earthquake and Stone Edge PP, I think. I have the Lepa Berry, I can do that. Critical hit. Recover again. Just gonna wait until he's out of Earthquake and Stone Edge, and then we will just slowly whittle him down. We need to get below 120. This is the boring part. I'm well aware this is the boring part. There goes the Safeguard, yada yada. 126. We are not safe anymore. We need to recover. It's like we need to just run him out of Stone Edge and Earthquake. I believe he's out of Stone Edge already. Once he goes for a Waterfall, we know. Like, the second he goes for Waterfall, we can start setting up our Wallace so that he's in the right HP amount. Alright, recover again. Earthquake. You just click Safeguard. He goes for Earthquake. We recover. Earthquake. We Safeguard. Earthquake. We recover. Earthquake. We Safeguard. Waterfall. Okay. So now we need to get near 120. So we take one more. $114. That suffices. And we are not dead to a Waterfall crit. So we can hit Empower here safely. Awesome. Now we are good. Now we are guaranteed to be good. Because Wallace with its high speed is faster than the Go-Goat, but not faster than the Raichu Alola. We needed to specifically bait in Alola and Raichu first. And we need him to not go for Nasty Plot. The way to do that was to show a kill into Raichu Alola. Or rather, no, that Raichu Alola saw a kill into us. That only happens once we are below, we're at or below 104 HP. Which is why we needed to be at 120 at the end of the turn, because then a Burn Tick would put us at 104. Now, at 82, he's going to go for Discharge or Grass Knot. Raihan can take both of those moves. And because Raihan with Phantom Force and Dragon Darts shows a kill into the Raichu, even if we were to get paralyzed here, he will always go for Psychic. And if there was a chance for him to go for Psychic against Raihan, we would live that, even a crit. In fact, even if it was a crit special defense drop, we would only see Psychic or Discharge. Both of those are a good way for Clay to come in. And now we can complete the rest of the line. Because Clay here can Oko the Raichu with Knockoff while not being KO'd by Grass Knot. The only move Raichu can click right now. Safeguard is gone. Sure. So now we knock off. Now, the order of appearance for knockoff is it could be Focus Bend proc and then knockoff. If that were to happen, we had a backup line by going to Hamilton early. Because this will bait in the Go-Goat. And the Go-Goat here, I need to make sure that I say correctly. The Go-Goat here will never go for Earthquake. He will only ever go for Horn Leech. He might go for Iron Tail, depending on the roll. Actually, I needed to give Clay a citrus there to guarantee that there was no... Or an Agua, rather. Oh well. We can now safely go to Hamilton on not Earthquake, because he can take every other move. Even a Rock Slide will never kill us, and a Horn Leech will not kill us either. And Hamilton here is faster than Go-Goat and KOs with Flare Blitz, leaving just the Cursula. Go-Goat is down, experience all around, and finally Cursula. And with the Health Charcoal, Flare Blitz is also a one-shot on Cursula, who has weak armor and power herb, so nothing that would deny this one-shot. Alright. Missed one tiny risk there, but we are good. Now we go back again, and we go to grunt number 6. Which is the most annoying grunt here. This is the main grunt where there are risks involved. Specifically, I'm risking a double crit that is not a double min roll. And if it is, like, if there is a double crit, I am risking, like, in that scenario, I would be risking, need to say correctly, I would be risking confusion afterwards as well. These are run-ending risks, but they're not risks that we can avoid. So that's not just the long and short of it. We will be using Elisa here. We will be using Missy here. We will be using Ramos here. Wallace is going to stay. Clay will be replaced by Melly. And that's everyone. You already saw Mela is also on that team. Let's drop the items. Ampharocyte can go. Lepa Berry can go. We need a Magnet on Melly. We need a Citrus Berry on Elisa. We need a Citrus Berry on Wallace. We need a Zoom Lens on... It's Wide Lens. Zoom Lens on Ramos. Misty will be using the Wide Lens. And Mela will be using a Charcoal. Charcoal. Okay. After this fight, I'm gonna do a little bit of ordering, I think, but like bag ordering. And I also will probably need to go after this fight. Looking at the time, yeah, I'm about right for that. The only thing I need to do in terms of preparation is bring everyone up to the level cap except Mela. Mela at 72 is perfectly fine where she is. So, Elisa needs to go to 81. Melly needs to go to 81. Misty needs to go to 81. There are 3 risks we're taking in this fight. We are risking a double crit on the opposing side that could result in a wipe. Nah, it could result somewhere between 1 loss and a wipe. We could see, say correctly, a crit on our side that's a high roll. That could result in a kill on, like, in one death on our side. Finally, in the case of a double crit that is not a high roll, we are risking a confusion. No, there's a fourth. In the case of... In a specific scenario, we are risking a liquidation high roll plus crit. No, a liquidation crit plus defense drop. Those are the risks that we're taking. It's a lot. None of it is avoidable. There might be some ways to mitigate it, but that only comes during the fight. And it's highly dependent on how the rest of the fight will go. Did I need to do anything? No, I didn't need to do anything else. I am very nervous. Citrus, Zoom, Citrus, Magnet, White Lens, Charcoal. All of these will check out. I'm not done. I am not done. Because Elisa needs to learn a new move. And I need to do that now. I need to do that before I forget. And new move is not quite right. She's gonna learn a move she's used in the past. She's gonna be relearning Thunder. Shockwave is somewhat of a flex slot, so we are fine to do that. We don't have a flyer with us right now. No. I also need to make sure that Melly has Thunder. But yeah, I remember that Melly still had Thunder. Oh man, I can feel that I'm really nervous for this fight. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. First, we need to go to the Weather Institute. Because this fight, as you can tell from the Politoad, is a rain fight. In the rain is going to be our saving grace for this fight. Because the main nuisance of this fight is the Noivern. Noivern can do hefty damage to everyone and set up double teams. So to combat that, you need moves that cannot miss. There are a few options to do that. There is Shockwave, there is Smart Strike, there is Swift and Aerial Ace, and because we are in the rain, there are Thunder and Hurricane. We are going to be abusing Thunder for this fight on both Elisa and Melly. We are risking a double crit on Elisa because we are not sure. That's something we cannot avoid. If that happens, we are likely to wipe, but the chance of that happening on its own is like a 1 in 256, of course. Not to mention, the Mon that is going to be double critting us is Noivern, and Noivern has a chance to click double team. Therefore, it is an even lower chance to happen. It's probably even something like a 1 in 2000. I believe it's a 90% chance that it clicks double team. Okay, I'm gonna be right back because I can feel that I'm a bit too nervous. Alright, we're back. The trials and tribulations of BNL. I was talking about the risks we had. I think I've gone over them decently by now. The main thing that remains is executing and hoping nothing goes off the rails. There are a few ways that we mitigate some risks in this fight though, and this is going to be a really cool interaction of a really cool utilization of safeguard. We have Wallace with its safeguard, able to take on some double duty. Hey, duty. No, I'm sorry. I'm being childish. I need to put my calculator up because I need it, actively need it here. And I need to put you guys back on the screen. Okay, here we go. This is the scariest fight of this location, of the hideout. Grabbing my team on my side as well, so I have like the calculator more easily accessible. This guy, and you. There we go. 81, 81. 81 healthy. Rain. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3 actually already. We already skipped one. Went to the wrong side. And here we go. Fight number 4, fight number 5. And we are heading up to fight number 6. Let's hope that I iron out as much as I could. This is probably the riskiest fight I have done in months is not really fair, but like in like 5 splits, more like 4 or 5 splits. I think I've done riskier, like less risky fights. I think I've done riskier fights only in like the early stages. Okay, here we go. Fuel supply, oh, nope, what's it? Fuel supply loaded, A-OK. And crew snacks loaded, A-OK. Nothing left to do but KO a pesky meddler. I hope I can do this fight in around 10 minutes because I need to go in like 15. The lead here is Politoad, who sets up the rain. The rain is crucial for their team as well as for ours. It's gonna cause a lot of the volatility. It's also gonna cause a lot of the safety. Politoad against Milotic is gonna use Weather Ball every single time, except sometimes it can use Hypnosis. We will use Safeguard to guard ourselves against the Hypnosis. That way, we can never be put to sleep. We could have free burned Wallace for this. This was mostly a way so we can keep our HP higher. We're gonna Scald him. The reason for that is so we have a burn available for like better manipulation, I suppose. It's maybe not, it might not be my best idea there. I think I might have been better off doing Hidden Power, but whatever. We will hidden power him once. Okay, and now we need to keep a very, very close eye on every aspect of this fight. There's our citrus berry activating. We need to end the 1v1 against Politoed with us clicking Safeguard and then KOing the turn after or KOing through the burn. So we are going to recover here, go back to full, and keep a close eye on their HP. Let's put the ruler up to that end. Our hidden power, by the way, deals at minimum 27%. I believe I have one more turn of Safeguard. I indeed do, but clicking Safeguard here is not an issue. Actually, it's a tiny bit of an issue because we do need to stay above 78% HP. Hurt by the burn. Safeguard. Okay. I believe Weather Ball should not be able to... Oh, that is even better. That is even better. Yes, 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 yes. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Okay. Now, we take the kill. With hidden power. And regardless of our HP amount, the next mon to come in is the Heliolisk. The Heliolisk here... You don't need the ruler anymore. That was only for that 1v1. The Heliolisk here is guaranteed to click Thunderbolts. And only Thunderbolts. He could glare us if not for the Safeguard. We go to Ramos on the Thunderbolt. He can take it and is fully safe against it. That is turn 3 of Safeguard. Then we Earthquake as he goes for Weather Ball. That Weather Ball will hurt, but will never kill us. Earthquake will. We are on turn 4 of Safeguard. Right? Because if I miss that, then I'm... Okay. Then I did this correctly. Noivern here is always going for Hurricane. Elisa can take that Hurricane. If it crits, we need to risk a crit. If it doesn't, we are probably safe. We are guaranteed to get through this fight. We're not guaranteed to get through it deathless yet. Let's see. Hurricane will never miss. Okay. And because of the Safeguard, Hurricane will never confuse us. It crits! No! No, 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 no. No, not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Okay. Noivern now has a 10% chance. 10 or 20% chance. The double team AI is not very well documented. So Noivern has a chance to Dragon Pulse here. There are 3 rolls of Dragon Pulse crits that kill us. If it's not one of those 3 rolls, if it's not one of the other 13 rolls, we are good. If it's double team, we are good. So just click double team. It clicked double team. Yes, okay. Then we have Thunder. This Thunder, combined with the Thunder from Hisuian Electrode, and it did not crit. Yes! Okay. That is the biggest risk done. Because we now go to Melee. Melee can take 1 hit from this Noivern at all times. And he attacks! Yes! Okay. That makes it so much cleaner. Because now, with a magnet equipped, Thunder, after the Thunder from Ampharos, will always kill. Okay. And that is done. Elisa and Melee did their job. Melee has been damaged now, and the damage will always ensure that Poliwrath comes in first. At 113 HP, because we are showing a kill after belly drum, melee will always go for one of its highest damaging moves. Those are Drain Punch and Liquidation. Drain Punch will always kill Wallace. Liquidation will not. So we cannot go to Wallace. We had an idea of using Wallace as an intermediate pivot to make the risk even smaller. What we now need to not see is a Liquidation, crit, and defense drop. If we see that, a Liquidation crit would kill us. If it does not do either of those, we are through this fight without any deaths. I'm looking at it. Is there a way to mitigate it? Yes, there is. Because Ramos is still high enough in its HP, he will never be dead to Liquidation or Drain Punch. I'm gonna double check. 1 sec. He's at 154. After that, Drain Punch. No. That could increase the risk. So we're gonna go straight to Misty on this 50-50. Technically speaking, it is far more likely to click Drain Punch instead of Liquidation. As a matter of fact, there's only one overlapping roll between the two. So it needs to be a Liquidation click, a crit, and a defense drop. That is a very, very, very low chance. Misty, please, just get Drain Punched, or not crit, or no defense drop. Drain Punch! And we're done! Okay, that removes all risk. Because we no longer will be dead to the subsequent Liquidation. We do not show a kill with bounce, therefore the Poliwrath will be able to click Belly Drum under specific circumstances. We are going to create those circumstances with bounce. Misty has a wide lens, which means bounce will always hit the Poliwrath. It's 95% accurate, with the wide lens is more than 100%. Poliwrath here will click Liquidation, maybe Darkest Lariat. We will bounce on the Liquidation, okay? And once we are in the air bouncing, Poliwrath will see that none of his moves will deal any damage whatsoever. Therefore, he will belly drum here. And that brings him down to 50%. And then the subsequent bounce does enough to kill him afterwards. And that is Poliwrath down and all the risk done. Because we have one more mon remaining, and that is the Ferrothorn. And the Ferrothorn here is not able to explode anymore. It has Gyro Ball, Body Press, Curse, and Explosion. While he has a chance to curse here, that is not a big deal. We will be going to Mela. Mela can 1v1 the Ferrothorn even if he were to go to +1. He's probably going to Gyro Ball, he could Body Press, and he could curse. But that is fine. We have a Charcoal equipped, so that Eruption into Heat Wave is like a very clean kill even if he were to attack us. At full HP, Eruption deals hefty damage. Ferrothorn's Body Press and Gyro Ball will deal not enough to us to be relevant. That is the power of Eruption. That was a high roll, I do have to add. But it's not relevant whatsoever. As you can see, it deals like 50% at most. We are faster, especially with Ferrothorn being at -1. And now Heat Wave is a kill. Thank fucking God, because this was the riskiest fight I have ever done for this challenge. There might be one upcoming, I don't know yet, but if there is one, it is after Taydenlyza. With this fight completed, there is still a theoretical chance that we wipe to Matt. We will not do anything to the two grunts in between, I believe. With that, however, I do need to have a bit of a break in my stream because I have a meeting that I need to be in at 5 minutes. Thankfully, it's a 2-minute walk, so I'll be fine. Let's see if there's anyone else playing Run and Bun right now that I can raid you guys to. let's see. Nef. I believe Nef is someone who I have raided before. I will do, yeah, sure, Nef TV. Let's raid Nef TV. Go to my stream manager. Nef TV. He's been streaming for about as long as I have, and he is currently on Route 104 fighting like an early game trainer. For everyone that was here for a little bit, thank you for watching. I will be back in probably an hour or so, maybe a little more. Until then, have fun over on Nef's stream, and see you guys around. Bye-bye.